And welcome back to the Underdog Jets podcast with Wayne Chrebet on this June 19th, Monday. And we're kind of in a dull period right now, Wayne. It's OTAs are over. I was there for most of the practices. Salah canceled minicamp, which is curious, not unprecedented. It's happened before. They're in the Hall of Fame game. So we're kind of in a dull period. We'll do a little fancy draft and kick around some thoughts. But how's life, Wayne?
Life is good. Had a good Father's Day and back to work today. But yeah, not a lot of news. But I think Sal was very happy in what he saw in the OTAs in the offseason. So I can see why he gave them some time. Having to be playing in the Hall of Fame game this year.
Yeah, it's not unprecedented. It is surprising because it rarely happens, canceling minicamp. I think it deals a lot with the Hall of Fame game. Like you said, they'll have 4 preseason games instead of 3. And he's probably pleased. He hasn't outright said this, but he's got to be pleased with Rodgers buying in. And they're doing a lot of work with Rodgers there, even beyond OTAs.
Yeah,
So that's got to be a good thing.
yeah, really got a lot of reps, and it's not like so much the quantity of reps; it's quality. There
Mhm.
was no practices where they're like, we're a little off today, or guys were in slow motion, been around. There's none of that. Every practice was high energy. Everything you read, everybody's saying the right things. And yeah, I mean, Rogers said he's hasn't been this happy in a long time. He has bought into the whole thing and bringing the championships to New York. And that's all you can ask for. And you can see the guys that rallied around him already. He's won the locker room over already.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. Have you seen the pictures? I can't even keep up with where he's going.
Dude, he was even at the Tony Awards.
Yeah, that's where one of him and Uzama. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
just them two. They hit Broadway. They're freaking everywhere, man.
Listen, I said this. We started seeing it, and me and my wife were just like, he must have hired a PR company, publicist, whatever it is, to be seen.
Yeah,
And he's part of the landscape now. I mean, he's like page 6 on the what is it in the post. I
yeah,
mean,
the
he's
post.
he's in everything. So it's smart. It's smart of him, and you better do it now while things are good.
Yeah, it's and I don't know where he's living. I think it's Hoboken too, which is right in the middle of everything. So
Yeah.
he's loving life for sure. We're
Think
gonna
about it,
run
he
through a
never showed up at these OTAs and off season stuff for the Packers. I
yes,
mean, he wasn't even around for that.
yeah, and there's a lot of Packers fans and media who are pretty salty right now about this.
Guy
And
comes out today hugging Jordan Love, saying he's the best quarterback.
who did?
Uh,
Who did this?
yeah, but I don't know if it was a receiver or who it was. Alexander, he's hugging Jordan Love. He's like, oh, he's the best quarter. Listen, they got to rebuild there. Like you said, I talk to people and I do these cameo videos, and I'm like, this is what we've been waiting for, the missing piece to this whole puzzle. Based on what we have coming back, and him, I think we're in the best position we've been in a long time. And we had good years, after us, but it was kind of like, yeah, they're doing good, but the the odds of really winning the Super Bowl and not just making the playoffs hasn't been this great. I think since our Parcells years.
Yeah, I mean, even after the Hermed era with you, they had Mangini in 2006. That surprising year with Pennington.
Yeah,
At that point, we all love Pennington, but he was injured. He went through a lot at that point, and then you had Sanchez. So they
yeah,
haven't had this stud quarterback in such a long
yeah.
time.
I take it back. I know the closest we came the Parcells year, but with Herm, we had years where, we won the playoff games, and I don't know, it was 2002, whenever it was, when we beat up on Green Bay and the Colts. Yeah, if you thought about it, hey, could we realistically have won if we played our A game? Yes, I think we could have won a Super Bowl. But even
Yeah,
with Sanchez and Genie and Rex Ryan, I know they got to the AFC East championship, but I didn't think they were suited to win that and win the Super Bowl.
2002, you
Yeah,
guys could have won it all
yeah,
without a doubt. You just ran into Oakland, and
yeah.
Charles Woodson on the outside mugging guys in that playoff game. But that was the year. You guys caught fire. You literally had everything.
Was that the year we went to Oakland 2 weeks in a row? Or that was
No, that
before
was
that?
the
That was after the Colts game.
that was the year before, I think, when Hall hit the 50-something yarder to
Right.
get you into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And in the following year, when you started 2-5 with Herm in 2002, you played to win the game, and then you crushed Green Bay in the last week of the
Yeah.
season, crushed the Colts in the playoffs, and then you ran into Oakland.
Yeah. That was that year we're 2-5. Yeah, that was a great year. Just making something out of what was nothing at the time. In that Green Bay game, people asked me top three games: Monday Night Miracle, the Tampa game, and that Green Bay
In
game.
that
As
Green
far
Bay
as
game.
just overall, just the best feeling, best memories.
Yeah, it was loud at Giant Stadium. I mean, it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. All right, since there's not much to do, we're gonna roll through a quick fantasy draft, an all Jets fantasy draft, which is pretty interesting. I'm a huge fantasy player. Wayne's a huge fantasy player, so we're gonna see how this thing goes here. All Jets players. Let me share my screen. Um, as we start to get some comments trickle in, and
Let me see
it'll be
this
in.
one. Wayne, have you met or looked into any of these undrafted receivers we have? Curious if you can see anyone knock Mims out of the
Well,
last wide receiver spot. That's Daniel Murphy. I don't really know. I'm looking at the list here.
we're gonna
I
talk
don't know
about.
too
Yep.
much about the rookie free agent receivers. What did you see from them?
They have a lot of depth at receiver, and
Yeah, it looks like it.
there are 3 undrafted kids who I'm going to talk to you about. One
Yeah,
of them is Jerome Cap from Kutztown.
yeah,
He's a white dude who plays slot, who can play slot. He doesn't have your body type.
mhm,
He's a little taller, but he's lankier. I don't know if he has the speed and the quickness, but from everything I've seen, he's a worker. He's a grinder, and
okay,
was brought to rookie minicamp on a tryout, and you don't
yeah,
expect anything from those guys. And he impressed the Jets so much that they signed him for
nice.
this summer.
Yeah, I see
S
12 receivers on the roster right now.
Yeah. So Jerome Cap is one, Gibson is another.
Where's
Uh,
Gibson from?
a school in Texas, I think. Xavier Gibson. Let's see.
Yeah. Is that
But
TCU?
let's see. Was it TCU? Stephen F. Austin.
Oh, okay, small school. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
but
right. So to answer your question, Daniel, maybe Cap is the guy that could end up being a diamond in the rough.
yeah, 3 guys: Gibson, Cap, and Brownlee. Those
Yeah,
3 undrafted rookie receivers are really playing pretty well at OTAs.
gotcha.
All right. Do you want to go first, or do you want to have number 2 and 3 pick?
Um,
The rosters will be this: no quarterback because there's only one quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. So we'll have 1 running back. Here are the guidelines for everyone listening: 1 running back, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, which could be any position. Even defense.
yeah,
We're going to have 3 defensive players in there as well.
I'll
Now,
go. Ladies first. You go first. I'll take 2 and 3.
yeah, I think you pulled this move last time too.
That
Uh,
worked, and I won.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And
All right.
fans, when you're judging the teams afterwards, pretend it's not Wayne Chrebet. Don't just vote for his team because it's Wayne Chrebet. Please be objective here.
Yeah,
Scoring, standard scoring, half point PPR, and for the defensive stats, it's 1 point per tackle, 4 points per sack, 4 points interception. Basically, just understand this: when we go through the player pool, there'll be points next to the guy. Like Brees Hall scored 104 points last year with these rules. Carter 104 points, Garrett Wilson 173, and then defenders: Mosley 125, Quinnen 103, Sauce 97. So in a regular fantasy league, the defenders are more like tight ends, kickers in terms of points, but because it's only one team, the Jets, defenders might be a little bit more valuable in this one.
that's
You
funny.
like it, right? Your
That's
next
good.
fantasy league is going to have defensive players, I guarantee.
Yeah. All right. I got a good idea. Like, who are you taking
Who can you
first?
see? Can you see the players here in the player pool?
I got them here, man. I've been studying them. Go
All
ahead.
right, let's do it. All right, I'll go first. I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, eh, actually, it's not a no-brainer, but based on health, Garrett Wilson. Give me Garrett Wilson. I mean,
Right.
he's the number 1 guy. It's a receiver-driven league. Fantasy is leaning more towards receiver year after year. So give me Garrett Wilson.
All right. Immediately, I will take Sauce Gardner.
Whoa! look at this guy. Owen with the defensive player.
Yeah, he's there's two guys that I think you got to have. That's one of them, and then you know what?
And then when we look at these points, I mean, there's only a couple of players who had more points than Sauce last year with these
Yeah,
rules. So Sauce had 97, a lot of passes defense. That's where he got
yeah.
his points from.
I'm gonna stick with defense and take Quinnen.
Ooh, you just crushed my defensive squad, man.
Yeah, I'm going heavy on the defense because there's a running back I want, but I could go either one of them. So you choose where you go from here.
You just crushed my defensive shots here. So I started with Garrett, then you went Gardner and Quinnen. And I'm telling you, you're gonna be into IDPs now. Watch.
Steven Engel said Garrett will be a top 3 receiver this year. Yeah,
I think
this
so
kid
too.
has all the makings, and there's enough weapons where they can't, key on him specifically. Especially with running backs to catch the ball. I don't know. You see the list of top 9 receivers of all time today. Where do
No,
you think Sterling Sharp ranks as a top 9 receiver of all time?
no,
Do you think Antonio Brown does?
no,
All right,
no. Who
I was
put
just
this list
curious.
out?
I don't know. I saw, but Ian Largent wasn't even on the thing.
No, come on. I mean,
Yeah,
listen, if they're talking about talent alone, it's a
yeah,
silly thing to just try to base it on talent
yeah,
because you have to compare the guys against the era they played in.
yeah,
Like in the NBA, people say, "Oh, Oscar Robertson, how could he be, as good as some of the modern players?" Well,
yeah.
he played within a certain era, and he was just
Right.
that much more athletic. So, yeah, no way. I love Sterling Sharp, and Antonio Brown was great, but no, Largent's got to be in there.
Yeah, man.
Um,
All right, you go. You go.
I'm going, and this is an easy one. Give me, and I'm playing right into your hands here, I think, but give me Brees Hall. Scored 104 points in 7 games last year. Michael Carter matched that, but he played a lot more games. So I'm going with the two sophomore studs, Garrett and Brees Hall.
We only need one running back.
One running back, and then the flex could be any position. So you could have 2 running backs.
Gotcha. So I don't need to take Michael Carter right now. You don't need
No, hey, I could swipe him for my flex though.
Do I stick with defense? No. I'll go with Lazard because I think
Okay.
he might not have the quantity of catches, but he might match Wilson as far as touchdown catches, red zone
Yes.
guy, deep guy, and it's a guy that Rodgers trusts when he needs a big play. I think he will go to Lazard, and there's a little bit of a drop off after Lazard, so I'll take Lazard.
Yeah, that was going to be my next pick. So nicely done. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to put up a lot of stats.
Yeah.
Anthony G says whoever drafts Rodgers wins. Nah, we eliminated quarterbacks. Come on, underdog Jets, they're ahead of the curve. We know what we're doing here.
Yeah, I'm not taking Mike White. I know he's not.
No, yeah, no Mike White. No Braxton Berrios.
I won't take anybody, Yeah.
Yeah, no Braxton Berrios, no Altoon either. Can't take Altoon. All right, where am I gonna go here?
No Bubby Brister.
No Bubby Brister. Yeah. No
No Glenn Foley.
Alex Van Dyke. Was that his first name? Alex?
Yes.
No, Alex Van Dyke.
We should do a draft of former teammates that I've had, but
That's a good one.
Your names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We did one with the all-time team. So next one is Wayne Chrebet's teammates.
Yeah.
All players from 95 to 2005. That's a good one. All right, where am I going to go here? Let me go. I'll chance it, and I'll go, you know what? Give me the tight ends. Give me Tyler Conklin. He'll be my tight end. Scored 104 points last year. Is there a chance Uzama lifts the production and matches him a little bit more? Yeah, there is. What about Rucker? He's looking pretty good in OTA so far. Yeah, at one point it was just Rucker and Kuntz taking all the reps because Uzama got hurt. Conklin was still in the rehab area. Yeboah was hurt, so they were getting a lot of work these OTAs. But give me Conklin as the starter.
Oh man, you're in trouble.
What do you got here? What are you doing? You taking Mosley?
Yeah, I'm stacked, dude. I got the top three
I've
guys by far.
oh,
Mosley,
bitch.
Quinnen. I got Quinnen, right?
You got
Mosley,
Quinn and
Quinnen,
Sauce, and if you take Mosley, you got Mosley too.
and Sauce.
All right,
I'm gonna hurt you with more defense because you don't need another running back. You don't need it. I'm gonna wait on those guys.
well, I could take. No, I got my flex still. So,
All right, you go ahead,
eh,
take one. You take a. Yeah, I'm good.
and folks, IDP scored less points, but considering this is just the Jets,
Yeah,
they're a major factor here. So when we
yeah,
track this during the season, we'll see how it turns out for the year.
yeah.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
next up for me, who am I gonna go with here? We got Corey Davis still on the board, Hardman, Cobb, bunch of undrafted guys. Yeah, Michael Carter. Uh, well, I'm not taking defense now. That's for damn sure. Although you could take another one still.
Yeah,
Shit.
I think shit's the right term right now. You're seeing the writing on the wall already.
Yeah, give me Michael Carter. Take the 1-2 punch in the backfield.
Okay,
I'm taking Michael Carter, put him in my flex.
I'm comfortable with
Donovan.
I don't know. Did the kid from Pitt, the running back with the long name, did he get any reps in
He got some reps. He
All
got some
right.
reps. You got Zonovan, Izzy. We just call him Izzy. That's the
Yeah.
best way to go. Bowden. No one's gonna take Bowden. He's a fullback.
Yeah, I'll probably end up taking Zonovan, but not yet.
Yeah, now you're good. Now you can wait on running back.
Let me see what you have. What do you need?
I need a
Receiver?
receiver and 3 defensive players.
All right. I'll take Hardman.
You knew that. I knew that was coming. It was down to Hardman and Carter for me.
All right.
All right, let's see.
There's a possibility. Does he get points for returns?
Yes.
Hardman?
Yep. Right. Yep. If he scores a touchdown, there's no yards.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go.
Comment here. Daniel Murphy said we totally expected the former wide receiver to go defense in both his first 2 picks. It makes sense. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Who knows corners better?
What's that?
Who knows corners better than receiver? He took Sauce first.
Stephen Angle, McCole Hardman, if healthy, will be severely underrated. Dude, I'm telling you, this kid, he's kind of like a souped up Barrios. And I was a fan of Barrios, but I think this guy is just a little more explosive, can do more than like the jet sweeps, and his return game is on point. So, he might be one of those guys that you kind of forget about after the draft picks and Rodgers and some of these other guys. Next thing you know, this guy's, one of the top returners in the league and, a big weapon.
Yeah. And he's a 2nd-round pick. I mean, he's not a late pick. He's not an undrafted guy. I'm not saying that, undrafted guys can't play in a league, number 80, but like people forget he was a highly touted guy in the draft.
They're going to miss him. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Square Table Degenerate says Anthony Beck is a great tight end. Anthony's my guy, and he's the kind of guy that he did it all. He wasn't flashy. He was a high draft pick, but
he could block.
Anybody in chat, I want you to come up with names of former Jets that kind of when I played that we're thinking about that might have been really good players that didn't get the credit they deserved.
For the best.
Sean Ellis, kind of guys and like that,
Yeah, free 8x10 signed autograph picture of Chrebet for the best name that Chrebet likes by the time this podcast is over.
All right. And you could do multiple ones. I don't care.
Yeah, just throw them out there.
So whose pick is it?
Me, because you just went Hardman. So you painted me into a corner, man. I got to go with this guy, Corey Davis.
Yeah.
Just got to do it. You just hope he stays healthy. Who's going to be that number 2? I mean, in 3 receiver sets, it's Davis, I'm blanking already. Davis, Lazard, and Garrett Wilson, but Hardman will be in there too.
Yeah.
Hopefully Davis, nothing happens. Davis stays with the team, which I don't anticipate anything happening, but give me Corey Davis.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good there. I think Cobb's gonna have a good year too. Statistically, I saw his stats with Rodgers. I know he didn't play much anywhere else, but he's a favorite of him. So what do I need now? Just running back and tight end?
Running back, tight end, and flex.
All right.
Which could be any position.
Yeah, I'm not going to take. Does defensive flex make sense or no?
It could. I mean, based on the points right now, if you look at the points from last year, 93 from Reed, 91 Amos, Quincy, your boy, Quincy Williams, 88.
Dude, I got DJ Reed. So
that beats all the rest of the offensive players left. So yeah.
Anything on the outside, I'm getting points.
You're taking DJ Reed?
Yeah.
All right. Now
do you have any defensive guys?
None.
Yeah,
you ripped my heart out here.
Dude, I got 3 guys are making Pro Bowl this year, guaranteed.
It's Gardner, Quinnen,
Gardner, and Mosley.
I mean, Reed could as well. Jeez.
Reed could too.
All right. What do I need here?
Go have fun with Ashton Davis. All right.
3 defensive players.
Who's the third defensive back? Is it Michael Carter the second? Who plays the slot?
Yeah, Michael Carter the second. Who's a really nice slot corner.
Here's some names: Frank Schultz, Brad Baxter. Yes, Brad Baxter.
Schultz. Who was Schultz?
Frank Schultz is the guy who wrote it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Brad Baxter was great.
Another guy that was there who I just seen some posts from, Richie Anderson, was there when I got there. Those 2 guys kind of took me under their wing. Brad Baxter was funny. He's from the South. Dude, he talked and I didn't understand anything he said, but I knew he was on my side. Richie Anderson, I mean, he had like 80 catches one year. He was stud, man. I know he made the Pro Bowl the one year. We had a great year, but Richie Anderson was definitely underrated. Snowball says, Jared Soul. Yeah. Another guy, another favorite of mine. Like he did well. Fullbacks never get credit. Richie was more of a flex guy.
Yes.
Afram says.
And Soul could catch the ball, even though he was a blocker.
Yeah. Afram says, for my time, Mickey Schuler. Yeah. I never met Mickey Schuler until they had the all 100 team for the Jets, or 75 or whatever anniversary. Another guy, if you looked at him and met him, you wouldn't even think that he was such a good player, for the Jets over the years.
How about Fred Baxter?
The baby Fred Baxter? Another guy. These are guys who were there when I came in the locker room in 95. Richie Anderson was like looking at me under my hat. He's looking at me. He's like, I like you. He's like, you don't say anything. I was like, I like how you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dana Murphy, Mo Lewis. Mo Lewis, again, he had some great statistics in player, but I don't like Mo for the simple reason is you would finally fall asleep on the plane or a long ride, and he would just yell in your face. You sleep? It's like, well, I was, but I'm I think guys like Mo Lewis and Marvin Jones can be Ring of Honor guys.
Yeah,
they
100%.
Jets, and they produced.
And Marvin Jones, it felt so bad for Marvin Jones because he got hurt during that 98 year.
Yeah.
For you guys. And another guy, Brian Cox.
Yeah.
Brian Cox filled in for Marvin Jones. And he was actually he had to go down to the edge, and he was your best pass rusher for that 98 team.
Brian Cox used to call me little shit. That's what he said. What's up, little shit? And I called him something, but I can't say it. But Brian Cox, I played with him when he was at Miami, Chicago, whatever, Miami.
Yes,
he
Miami.
Would line up above me, next to me in the slot and just give me a shove, try to get me off my route, and then he'd play the run. He would hit you like in your ear hole, just smack it, like they could do that. Your head would be ringing for a whole quarter. Brian Cox is one of my favorite. He played with a broken leg.
That's absurd.
A broken leg. I don't know if people know that. I like people to know that, but Brian Cox is one of the top 3 toughest guys Top five. Immediately top ones come to mind is Brian Cox and Kevin Moai, guys like that.
Yeah, and Cox was always all business, all business all the time.
I like this Victor Green.
Victor Green, yep.
Yeah, he you go back and watch film. I mean, Victor was in on everything. I think he led the league in tackles one year.
He did. He had 95 and 96. One of those 2 years, he led the league in tackles. Almost had 200 one year.
Lavernius Coles, that's my guy. That's my brother.
How about Jason Ferguson?
Ferguson, yeah, too.
Yep.
I remember Jason Ferguson. I tell stories. Jason Ferguson, I think his rookie year, we're playing, I think at Foxborough on like a Monday night or Sunday night, whatever it was. And he's in the locker room, and he's just another tough guy, real good. He's in his locker. I'm like, you nervous? He's like, why? I'm like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of people out there. He's like, well, I'm like, I'm not saying you should be nervous, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people. I'm like, this is Monday night. I'm like, I wouldn't want to mess up if I was you. And I'm like making them real nervous.
Yeah.
But in the trenches, man, he didn't go as high because he had some issues in the draft. But another guy had a solid career. These are some great draft picks over the year that maybe, our management didn't get credit for.
And he was a Parcells guy too. He followed him to Dallas.
Yeah.
Later, a lot of these guys that we just named were Parcells guys.
Yeah. All right, do your pick of who are you picking? Otis Smith.
Let's see here. Is it just defense for me now? Yeah. All right, give me Quincy Williams. He's a tackling machine. I'll take the bet that he even increases his tackles this year.
All right, congratulations. You got 88 points.
Yeah, give me that 88 points on defense.
All right. If you had to draft Carl Lawson or Will McDonald for defense, who would you pick?
I'd probably go with – it's so tough because Lawson, he's such a balanced edge. I'd probably go with Will McDonald, just hoping – he's so athletic, hoping that he'll get the job done in pass rushing situations.
Yeah. If they put McDonald and Bryce Huff opposite sides,
they'll do that at times for sure.
You got to push up the middle with Quinnen and Franklin Myers and those guys.
Yep.
Wow, I'm excited I'm looking at my defense players. I'm excited, but the rest of the guys that are still on this list, this is impressive, man.
It's a lot of talent. Now I'm gonna do, hopefully when I find some time this week, the depth chart, the updated depth chart. All 90 players, put it in graphics form. Yeah. So it's going to be, the D line is loaded, and it's so versatile from base to sub package. So they got a lot of guys, but yeah, I'd go with McDonald's.
Chad Cascadden, that was another guy that Cotai brought in.
Cascadden,
free agent who special teams monster, didn't get much time in regular defense. Kurt Valenti, Wayne, what's up, buddy?
Kyle Clifton was still there, right?
Kyle Clifton?
Yeah.
He was my rookie year with that crew. I remember he asked me if I wanted a ride from the complex to the Hofstra where we ate, cafeteria. His car was a beater, man. It was like a 1980s, like, name something that didn't last for a couple of Corvair, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He was, I posted something about him. He led the league in tackles, like 3 or 4 years. Just
he did.
Unsung hero kind of guy.
He did. He has the most tackles in Jets history too.
Marcus Coleman. Yeah, he had those two picks.
I interrupted you with one of the questions. What was it? Which one were you getting to?
Was this the Will McDonald? I told about Bryce.
You can't take a defensive player, by the way.
Oh, in my flex?
Yeah, you have DJ Reed already. You just need a running back or tight end.
And you got the 2 running backs. I'll go with Zondervan because I think he can get some red zone runs, and you give him a screen, he can go 30, 40 yards. I'll take Zondervan.
He's a tough runner, man.
Yeah.
And Brees, they're going to take it easy with him. They don't want to rush him back too quickly.
Hey, listen, if someone needs a breather, this guy, he's not just a young guy that, you don't know what you have. You know what you have there.
Yeah.
If something happens to one of those other guys, he's the next guy up.
That Vikings game last year where he almost scored.
Yeah.
when he should have had a tackle for loss was insane. 2 rushes in a row where Minnesota was on it, and he almost scored.
Yeah, Izzy's going to have a tough time seeing the field unless one of these guys gets nicked up.
Yes, that's true.
Rookie. Yeah. Anthony Pleasant, Anthony G says. Anthony
Wow.
Pleasant.
Yep.
Rick Lyle and Anthony Pleasant. Those are the guys in the trenches that their name never gets mentioned, but they're the kind of guy that can push up the middle, and then other people get credit for the sacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, it
Aaron
was
Glenn.
Cox and Anthony Pleasant who are really the edge rushers for that 98 team.
Aaron Glenn and Leon Johnson.
Leon Johnson.
I think in 98, he was our returner. Awesome guy, awesome returner. And he got nicked up and they signed Meggett. And I think Leon could have came back and played, but we went with Meggett instead. But Leon Johnson, except for injuries, he was a great returner, great running back. I wish he had more time with us.
Yeah, I remember in 97, he was big in big spots.
Yeah. All right, I'm curious who you're going to pick for your
let me go. Yeah, you know what? Safety is my favorite spot. Give me, because he's going to have to play free safety. So give me Adrian Amos.
Okay.
Give me an Adrian Amos, the new free safety on the team.
Is Chuck Clark out for the year?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
This guy's good, though. I mean, is this like the 7th or 8th Green Bay person with Green Bay ties to sign?
Pretty much.
All right, I'll take let's go with like a risky guy.
At tight end, remember, you're going tight end.
Yeah. Do I take a Zuma or try the young rookie Ruckert?
Oh, you're not even considering our Kuntz guy, huh?
Yeah, let's take him, the small school guy. Old Dominion?
I think it's Old Dominion, I think. Yeah. You're taking Kuntz over Ruckert and Uzama, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a chance on him. Did he get any time?
Is it what's that?
Did he get any time?
Like in OTAs?
Yeah.
He did, but it was so tough to understand because everyone else was out. Conklin was in the rehab area. Yeah.
I'll take Zuma. I just need someone at that position not to mess up.
Take a Zuma. Take a Zuma.
Yeah.
Take a Zuma. Play it safe. This way, when week 1 comes along and I'm steamrolling you, I don't hear the Kuntz excuses.
I don't know. Dave Meggett, boy, there was a sad tale. Yeah, I was a fan of his. Things didn't work out. Jason Fabini.
Yeah, Fabini.
Guy that played a long time for us. Did great. Damn the 98 team. I was 22, loving life till the Broncos game. Yeah, I think we're all loving life to that. Leon Washington. Did I play? I don't think I played with him, but he's.
You missed him by 0 years actually, because he came in 2006, I believe.
Chrebet, Stephen Engel, Chrebet jersey, Chrebet Crunch, good times.
Chrebet Crunch. Yeah, what was that? When did that come out, and where did it come out?
Oh, I think it came in after my 2nd or 3rd year. Bro, people come with boxes all the time. I go to appearances, at least 1 or 2 people have, like, still full. I mean, people know the Chrebet Crunch. It was basically souped up Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, I was going to ask. I was going to guess Captain Crunch.
Yeah, it was like from the top guys, whatever it is, Kellogg or whatever it is. Lamont Jordan.
Leon came in 2006.
Lamont Jordan. I love Lamont. Wow.
All right, let me finish this off. I will go.
We've been on too long. Okay, pick your team.
Yeah, what is it? 7:38,
and then we'll talk next week.
All right, let me go with. I'll go with Michael Carter II. Give me a corner. So Whitehead doesn't get drafted. Lawson doesn't get drafted. To wrap it up here, and we'll track this starting in week 1. Chrebet's team: running back Zonovan Knight, receiver Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman, tight end Uzama, flex DJ Reed, and 3 defensive players Sauce, Quinnen, and Mosley. My team, running back Brees Hall, receivers Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, tight end Tyler Conklin, flex Michael Carter, the running back, defensive players Quincy Williams, Adrian Amos, and Michael Carter the second. Man, I'm going to smoke you. I mean, there's nothing else to say. You don't need to review it whatsoever.
The fact that you have two guys with the same name is right there. Two guys that can play, but like, look at my four defenders, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a true test with IDPs for you.
Yeah, you better hope Garrett goes for 2,000 yards and Corey Davis doesn't drop any easy passes.
Yeah, let's see if I'm a defensive guy at heart, so if the IDPs smoke me this year, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the soul.
Congratulations, you have look at your thing. You have 0 sacks and
None.
zero interceptions.
Amos could get some.
Okay.
Amos can get some, but hey, I'm taking a risk there because we don't know where he's going to fit in, and they like Tony Adams too. They really do like Tony Adams. Yeah. So we'll see.
All right, fun. We'll get more to like around the league kind of thing. People like that.
Who's your pick of the favorite player that got mentioned?
Of what the guys mentioned?
Yeah, the Jets.
Oh man.
Whoever the player is, I'll find out who said it.
I mean, Lavernius is my guy. I mean, Brad Baxter led me to Richie Anderson if someone named him.
Yeah, Brad Baxter might be the
Lavernius is my guy, but he's more well known. I just a guy that just I looked up to and loved going against, and I think made me better. Immediately was the Aaron Glenn. Marcus called me Aaron, but Aaron Glenn, he was the guy I try to go against as much as possible. When I came in as a rookie, and I think he made me a lot better. Hopefully, I made him better. But Aaron Glenn's the guy.
Aaron Glenn's the guy. Okay, so I'll find out who it is.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, hey, go to iTunes, rate and review the Underdog Jets podcast. Give us 5 stars. We'll love you for it. And use discount code 80 at Jets X Factor. Get on the train today. I mean, it's June right now, just a month until everything gets ramped up, and we're off and away. Wayne, any final thoughts?
No, like I said, fun. Congratulations to me on a winning the fantasy league. We'll talk next week. Hopefully some more stuff happens. Current good Jets news.
All right, I'll take the high road because I'm a classy fella. I'll take the high road. All right, Jets fans. Wayne, we'll catch you later.
All right.